24/7, 365. The fantasy season never dies. Welcome to Every Day is Draft Day. Presented by Champions Round.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Every Day is Draft Day, episode 12. I'm Dan Turner. With me, as always, recording not from her house.
Soon.
Somehow she's still here, even though she quit 3 times in 1 week. Steffi Smalls. What's up, Steph?
I like the way you said hello. I'm going to practice that. I want to say hello like you. I'm good. I'm excited to talk some football with you.
Yes. It's an action-packed show. The trade deadline's coming up, which is always, some good news. Going to talk Tom Brady's 600 pass and, going through a couple of things on that fantasy side.
Fun.
So starting off, we have Tom Brady threw his 600th touchdown pass this past weekend. Mike Evans was a moron and gave it to a fan without realizing it.
Mike Evans is never getting the ball again. Trade Mike Evans.
Never. He's getting cut. But the fan, out of the goodness of his heart, gave the ball back. So he's getting blasted all over social media and everything because a lot of people think he should have, saved the ball. In return for the ball, the gentleman whose name was Byron Kennedy got 2 signed jerseys and a helmet from Brady, a signed Evans jersey and his game cleats, $1,000 credit at the Buccaneers team store, 2 season passes for the remainder of this season and next season, and a Bitcoin valued at $65,000. So not a bad package. But if it were you, would you have run away with that ball and sold it, or would you have given it back for Brady?
Here's the thing. It's like I feel like he kind of still did not get the value, but at the same time, like, are you really going to not give the ball back in that situation? That's like classic peer pressure. I mean, I would have left. I'm out of there. Like, you get his 600th ball. Why are you still sitting there? Get up and leave.
What are you even still doing there?
How does that even work, though? Like, how would they confirm that that was the ball? Like, I don't know how, like if he were to go and sell it, I don't know, but I would have been out of there.
I think the balls have like serial numbers on them or something. Somewhere where they can decide.
I know I would have been out of there, but I think he got a good deal for what, I mean, you could have been like $500,000 richer, but at least you got a Bitcoin. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the story was he was there with his buddy or something. Wasn't even his seats.
Oh,
so
wow.
the fact that to be fair, like Evans should never have given him he never should have had a chance for that ball in the first place. So the fact that, he did it, and he probably could have gotten, $500K or whatever that people are saying. But the fact that, he has that story and, the Bitcoin's going to be valued more, and he has the jersey and the cleats and everything. So while it's not as much as probably it could have been, it's also, a lot of stuff for something that shouldn't have happened. And it's a great story. So
I don't know why Evans gave it if anything, Evans that's like kind of your moment too. Like, you got the ball. Why is your first instinct to hand it off into the stands? Like, I don't even know what the thought process was.
I don't think he realized that it was the 600 touchdown. That's what I think it was just like,
he would have maybe talked about that before the game. Like, I don't know, like prepped them when the ball happens, take it, don't give it away. I don't know. You
think so. But yeah, I agree with you on getting out of there personally. I couldn't, as much as I love, giving the guy, his record-setting football, I can get more for it later on.
Yeah.
But I guess like it's also like it's probably going to go to the Hall of Fame and everything. So like that missing, like that's the only 600 touchdown pass ball in history.
Yeah,
so,
like ever. Like,
yeah,
I don't
probably,
know.
Yeah, probably ever.
Going to do that.
I don't see anyone else playing for another 25 years like Tom had.
Yeah,
and being on those elite offenses all that time. So, and in that respect, I get it. It would like the Hall of Fame would be like missing like a piece of history if he didn't give it back. So in that sense, like I in the history of the game sense, but like personally, he would have made a lot more. But he didn't come out like all bad. Like I said.
I mean, the Bitcoin could go up, right? I probably would have given him season tickets for life, though. I think that was a little bit like.
Yeah, I would have given him definitely season tickets for life, and then and if they made the Super Bowl tickets as well.
Yeah.
But he did ask. I think he went on the ESPN show and asked for a round of golf with Tom afterwards. And Tom was like, "Nah, I'll pass.
Okay, I'm done.
I got the ball back. We're good here."
Yeah.
Yeah. speaking of trades, the trade deadline is coming up, I believe, next Tuesday, Wednesday, one of those days. So
sure, one of the days.
One of those Tuesday, Wednesday days. I think it's Tuesday. Anyway, the point is there's like a lot of some big fantasy names being tossed around. So the first one we can discuss is your favorite tight end of all time, Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
So what team would benefit the most, you think, from trading for Ingram?
I don't know. I wrote down, like I do when I'm prepping for shows, like some notes, and his just says Evan, I don't care, Ingram. I don't really care. I hope that the Giants, as a fan, we do not get robbed for him, because I think that this is one of those situations where he needs the right system, the right environment, and the Giants are going to feel very silly because he is a phenomenal athlete. He's very talented. He can be a matchup nightmare, but again, the Giants have failed to use him appropriately. I don't even know if it's using him appropriately. I think there is something to say about chemistry, and he just doesn't work in the system. I thought Arizona or even the Bills before the season started, it's turning out neither of those teams are really going to end up probably needing him. I saw the Raiders talking about if they were in question, which doesn't, again, make entirely a lot of sense. I'm not sure where he fits in this league.
So what do you think would be good, like fair trade compensation for him? If you were trading for him,
people are crazy. The people think we're getting a third and more for him. No one is giving us a third for Evan Ingram. I want everyone to be clear. If we get a third and anything else for Evan Ingram, then that is amazing. I think a fourth or fifth maybe is probably a little bit more valuable. I'm wondering if they want to turn him over for maybe some things that we don't have. That might be the better thing to do. But again, the Giants front office is pretty inept and have an inability to make good decisions. So I doubt that that's going to even happen. So I'm actually interested to see where he ends up, because I did stash him in a lot of dynasty leagues, like because of my hope that he will end up somewhere else. Like I have not started him a single time for everyone that's going to come back and be like, you always say do not start him. I don't start him, but I am stashing him for the day that maybe a team that needs him and wants him and cares about him picks him up and he goes and he ends up being a darling over there.
Mm-hmm. What about somewhere like Indy?
Okay.
Indy has like multiple tight ends, but theoretically, he's like better athletically than all of them.
I feel like there's a lot of teams that have that situation where it's like, yeah, they have tight ends, but they're not a tight end like Evan Ingram's ceiling.
Yeah, maybe somewhere like the Chargers. I think he'd be
okay. Now we're on to something.
I know they have Cook, but like if he could be like if he could reach his potential in that offense, that'd be
I like that one. And they're already. I kind of like that. Good pick there.
Ooh, I love that.
You know, they have one of my favorite rookies, Trey McKitty, but I don't think he's going to ever see the field. But I'll just dream about that one day.
Yeah. He's the third tight end there or something now?
What?
Isn't he what is he? Was he the third tight end now? There?
You know what? That's not what it's about. It's about I want to see him on the field, but I'm never going to see him. So
this entire show is obviously what you want to see clearly. So
yeah, Steelers don't really need him.
No, they got
Browns.
Browns have like 6 tight ends already. They already have and Joku and Bryant. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with Chargers. That's my final answer. That's the best fit.
Yes, I that's a good one. Texans. No,
that's the nicest thing you've ever said.
Thank you. I'm talking about Evan Ingram. Surprising.
You are, and you're not, projectile vomiting, so it's a plus.
Well, I am, but
you're on the inside, yeah.
Yeah, like you know how you cry on the inside.
Yeah,
I'm vomiting.
You're vomiting on the inside.
Oh God.
Moving on. So everyone's favorite receiver to throw around everywhere else is Allen Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
They just want him to be away from Matt Nagy and Chicago. The list for teams that could trade for him is basically every team in the league.
Yeah.
But the favorites, I think, are like Miami, Kansas City, New England. What place do you think maximizes Allen Robinson's value, and what would you trade for him?
I kind of like the New England thing I don't know if that's selfishly. I don't want him to go somewhere else, but New England would be good. I think anywhere else is better for him.
Yes.
But I think he needs to go somewhere. I mean, like outside of week 1, this guy's had an abysmal 4.8 targets. Like, what is going on? It's Allen Robinson. He's proving to not be QB proof. And I don't know if it's not QB proof. I don't think he's Nagy proof. It's less about him and less about Fields. And he's got to go somewhere.
He does.
He should have went somewhere after. I wish that we got him. I wish the New York Giants got him instead of Galladay. That would have been beautiful.
Would have. That would have been a much better trade for the Giants.
Yeah.
Considering Galladay can't see the field ever.
Yeah. Kansas City, really? I don't like that.
I mean, they beat Kansas City because they don't have they need more receivers apparently. Because after Hill and Kelsey, they apparently have no one else. So I mean, him and Kansas City would be cheating pretty much.
What do you think you can get for him?
I would personally give up a second rounder. I think.
Yeah, I don't think
in next year's draft, which I'm not high on personally. I think the kind of talent he is, and he's proven to be QB proof up until this point.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter who else you have, really, he can slide in as a number 1 guy or slide in as a number 2 guy if you have a Hopkins or like a Ridley or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to see him. I think the Patriots is the best place for him. I think that Mac Jones has, surprised a lot of people on how far he's developed as a QB this early career. But outside of Hunter Henry and Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar and Jacoby Myers take turns, being
a dumb move. Sorry, I just am thinking how stupid that was. That was dumb. Sorry. Okay.
It's okay. I understand. Really.
For it with Allen Robinson.
Right, but to have that consistent, receiver on the outside, I think would be a really big benefit to the development of Mac Jones.
For sure, he needs that. I don't disagree.
All right, last and certainly not least, we have Desean Watson. Everyone knows what's going on with Desean, so I don't have to go through that again. So, some places that he's rumored to go to are Philly, Miami, pretty much everyone that needs a quarterback nowadays. Where do you think his best fit would be, and what would be a good trade package to get him?
I don't think he's going anywhere.
I don't think so either, but
I don't think he's going anywhere. Right? How many times are we going to talk and waste time about Desean Watson? He's not going anywhere. I think a team would be silly, and I think you saw with the Panthers pulling out and saying we're not going to do that with everything legal going on. There's been nothing to say that he's 100% going to be able to play. It's a bad move right now by a front office to go and trade for him. I think Miami is probably the most consistent one that has constantly come up. If he goes to Miami, that would probably be a good place for him. But you have Tua, you invest in Tua, so I'm kind of over the Deshaun Watson thing until he is actually going somewhere and going to play. I'm not going out and buying Deshaun Watson right now.
No, I agree.
Unless you want him on the Eagles?
See, the problem with having him on the Eagles, and I talked a little bit about it yesterday and was on Jason's show, is that what we'd have to get up for him is at least 2 first rounders. And he's not going to solve. Yeah, we have 3, but the problem is he doesn't solve every other issue we have. The roster is old, expensive, and half of them are quitting on the season.
Yeah, you have a geriatric team.
Right, we do.
You need to do something else.
So bringing a guy who, he's an elite quarterback, but his cap number isn't great, and that's less assets to start rebuilding the rest of the roster. It's not like we're almost to the Super Bowl and Watson's the final piece. In that case, I'd probably be more okay with trading for him. But I think that there's more value in keeping the picks we have and getting that elite young talent that's cost controlled. That's something we don't have pretty much anywhere on the roster right now.
You guys need to actually rebuild.
Yes, literally.
Not do the fake cute rebuilding. You guys need to actually use your picks and be smart and really rebuild. And I feel that would hinder that.
Tear it all down.
Tear it down, burn it down, start from scratch.
But I think, personally, I think Miami is probably the best fit for him. Mm-hmm. Personally, another team that I wouldn't mind seeing him on that would be pretty good would be Denver.
Yeah,
Denver with the running game and the receivers and Fant, that'd be pretty. They would bump all of them up like considerably.
I just thought of something really spicy. Okay. No, I can't believe I'm saying this while it's recording. What if, since all this legal stuff is going on, do we think Matt Ryan has another 2 years in him? Because what if he went to the Falcons? Then we'd all be screwed.
That's not fair, really.
Yeah, it's not fair. Okay, don't give anyone ideas. No one wants this part of it.
What? We're cutting this part out in post-production. This doesn't actually exist, this conversation. Steph's drunk. Don't listen to her.
Yeah, I am. I'm actually sober.
She's been away from home for too long. She doesn't know.
I'm being delirious. I'm lacking sleep. That's my fault.
But in that case with Pitts and Ridley, that'd be.
I just love making up scenarios that'll never happen. But in my dreams, like my fantasy dreams, like that would be so cool.
That would be
the coolest.
What about the Giants? You take one of the Giants?
Why don't we not?
Hey,
Giants have their franchise quarterback. The Giants have their franchise quarterback. We're fine. Leave us alone.
No, but seriously,
I don't want legal problems. I don't like the whole.
Right. Okay. So hypothetically, just talent wise, would you want him on? I know, like legally, obviously, it's a non-starter, but
no, because I like you. I don't want to get rid of picks. Like we're finally in a position where we have like 12 picks. We haven't been like that in a very long time, and I don't want to give up any first rounders because we need to fix the O-line. It's not worth it. It's not worth salvaging like the 2 picks to get him. Like I'd rather have 2 of the best O-linemen that are in the draft back to back. I don't care if those picks end up being back to back. They better take an O-lineman both times unless they're taking an edge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like with our team specifically, like we're just not close enough to contention for it to make sense.
And I know how some people say, on Twitter, they always say, if they put Mahomes in that, no, like that's not how it works.
Mahomes
like,
isn't even doing well in his own team right
he's
now.
Still going to get pummeled if you don't have a line. He's playing football, basically standing there, not getting protected. So no, if you put Rodgers there, it does not mean they're Super Bowl contenders. They're a crappy team.
Yeah. Like I think most people can agree. Patrick Mahomes is arguably like the most talented QB that's on the NFL right now. And you can see even him without a line, he got his ass beat in the Super Bowl because he had no line, and he's getting his ass beat now because his line is hurt. So it doesn't matter how good of a quarterback you have. If you don't have time to do anything with it, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Stop talking about it.
All right. I'm done talking about it. All right. Moving on to some fantasy picks. Now that we're done with the trade portion of the show, this ridiculous.
Now that we've done having our own venting sessions about our own teams, why don't we talk about something you all care about?
Talk about something that's actually helpful to people. The whole reason we watch this show. So we got a couple of players to talk about. Mm-hmm. Get your opinions on. So we'll start with Antonio Gibson.
Okay.
So Gibson's been hurt. He has that shin injury. J.D. McKissick has been out touching in the past couple weeks.
I love him. Sorry.
It's okay. You can.
I love him.
You can express your feelings here. But J.D. McKissick is getting all the receiving work.
Mm-hmm.
Gibson's only getting like 2 targets a game.
Mm-hmm.
Is J.D. McKissick more valuable than Gibson right now? And is it time to pull the ripcord on Gibson and get him out of your roster?
I mean, I feel like now if you did not get rid of him, you can't do anything. Like I feel like you're kind of screwed because his value. I don't think people know that that's going on now. They're working out Kerryon Johnson. They have Foreman coming in to work out, so they're obviously concerned. Something that I found out today I didn't know is I didn't know their head athletic trainer is not there, and their number 2 is also not there. So there's some safety concerns going on with Washington. I think that makes me nervous because of the fact that Gibson, he came into it with the toe problem. Now it's a shin problem. You look at what happened with Fitz, with Curtis Samuel. So I think they have a serious issue going on there from a training perspective. So right now, I do think McKissick might be holding the value because if Gibson's all banged up, they don't even have a training staff. They're bringing in interns. Like something is going on. I don't know what it is. I don't like it.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's going around Washington these days. A lot of question marks everywhere. But for Gibson, the way the leagues are set up now with PPR, if McKissick is fully healthy and Gibson isn't, McKissick's just going to have more value. Yeah, Gibson might get more carries, but the disparity between the amount of targets that McKissick gets and the amount of targets that Gibson gets is just it's like almost double, really. So
they ease him in. I don't. It's a shame too. I hate what's going on over there, but it is what it is.
Right. Yeah.
You're in a better position if it's a dynasty league than you are in redraft, because now you're just shooting blanks and trying to figure out if he's even worth it. So.
Yes, that really is the theme of this whole season: shooting blanks. Running back. But you have to keep him, because if with all the with the injuries and stuff, you can't get rid of Gibson. You can't drop him because there's nothing else out there.
Yeah.
So you just have to hope that he rebounds. It's just a tough place to be in with someone.
You have to hope and pray and put a spoon under your pillow, do all the rituals.
All those, any folk tales,
whatever.
The horseshoe.
Save your house.
Yeah.
Don't open any umbrellas in your house. All of those.
Spread salt somewhere. I don't know. That's
over your shoulder. I don't know if it's left or right. You'll have to Google that.
Yes. Any of those things. Just hope that Gibson, can. Honestly, if I were Washington, I would just shut him down for a week or two. That's
what you should do. But they did the same thing last year. He came back way too early from the turf toe, and then he only got 8 fantasy points next week. Because they try to rush him in, he's not ready to get rushed in. Just keep him another week out. Let him fully recover. Why are you playing him? I feel like they do this with him.
Right. Yeah, I would just roll with Patterson and McKissick for a while and give him some time to rest. But why now? They're
acting like they're a team that doesn't have a solid RB2. Right, do.
Yeah.
That's the point. Is when RB1 goes down, you bring in RB2, and he's doing what he needs to do. So just continue.
And the other thing is, realistically, you're not going to the playoffs. Dallas is rapidly going to the division. You're just literally wasting the tread on his tires for nothing.
Yeah.
So I would, but
blows my mind. But again, NFC.
Just Washington's full of inept management. We all know that. So it's more of the same. Staying with running back, we have a surprise rookie that not a lot of people were talking about. Khalil Herbert.
Yeah.
Of the Bears. He had 18 rushes, 100 yards, 5 catches on 5 targets for 33 yards against Tampa, which no one does because they're Tampa. So, in your opinion, has Herbert done enough to either take the job outright or at least get significant carries once Montgomery comes back?
Yeah, he better. I think that this is a guy that's he finished RB6 this week. Are you crazy? But his numbers are fantastic. He's had 18 carries in each of the past 3 weeks, averaging at least 4.9 yards per carry. He's showing that he has a reason to be on the field. David Montgomery, they have that bye week later on. He'll probably come back. I would imagine we can gauge. They really haven't told us much about that injury is the thing. Not sure how serious it is. Damian Williams only had 10 snaps compared to his 51. So I'm hoping that he might be the most certain thing that they have over there. So you might as well use him. But we know how that system runs. That may not be the picture, but I think he's worth a roster spot. He is pretty rostered. I was looking at it before. He's 75% rostered in most leagues. So if you don't already have him, or if he's available, go get him. This might be, and if they do start using him more, this might be the cheapest you see him the rest of the season. So now is the time to go get him.
Yeah. If he's available, pick him up. And if people have him on their bench, and trade for him, because, with the bye weeks coming up in some big name games, name guys with like Barkley getting healthier stuff, people might have room in their starting, spots for him. So you can get them.
But if you're playing against me, I just hoard people so that you can't have them.
Yes.
And I'll never play him, and I'll just let him rot there.
Yes. Stephanie is just there to ruin your life in fantasy.
I pick up anyone and everyone that you guys want.
Tight ends, rookie running backs, just
you can.
You just see Steph. She has a stand set up.
You guys are going to look for Boston Scott? That stinks. I already drafted him.
Even I didn't draft Boston Scott.
Oh, I did. I love Boston Scott, and I have McKissick. Like, I love those guys.
This entire fantasy is just take everyone's running back 3 on the depth chart and just wait till everyone gets hurt.
Then when everyone gets hurt, guess what happens?
Yes, now you have to call Steph and she's not getting them to you.
And then you have to give me like something ridiculous for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a blast.
Great strategy.
It worked.
Last but not least, we have DJ Moore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had a good, he's talented receiver, wide receiver 1. But Sam Darnold has turned back into Sam Darnold. Mm-hmm. He had that hot start at the beginning of the season.
He needs another exorcism. Be nice.
I didn't say anything mean. I was just saying the fact that he
wasn't playing for him.
Why do you feel bad for him?
Because week 1 through 4, he looks so good. Everyone's so excited for him, and now he's playing like hot garbage. He's playing worse than he did.
He is playing worse than he did. But fortunately, DJ Moore is still averaging over 10 targets a game. He had 6 receptions, 73 yards last game. Are you panicking with DJ Moore? Are you trying to buy low on him? Are you keeping him? What are you doing? What are we doing with DJ Moore?
I don't know, because honestly, a lot of it really just has to do with Sam Darnold. Like weeks 1 through 4, you saw him averaging 18.7 points per game, and then he went to 8.3 the rest of the time, which is directly correlated to the way that Sam Darnold's been playing. I don't know that Sam Darnold's going to keep up with being this hot bag of trash. I don't know if they're going to end up bringing someone in. I think that there'll be more of a medium between those two. I think that Darnold hopefully can't play worse than he has. I haven't looked at their schedule. I think he has a buy low right now, though, especially because people have to be low on him with the way that Darnold's been playing. So I'm targeting him. I'm not going crazy for him, though, but I think he's definitely someone, before, even for a dynasty too, like this might be a guy, if Darnold doesn't pan out, this might be a guy that becomes like a household name, and then that's going to be it. Like once he gets consistency, it's kind of game over.
Yeah, I agree. I just made a deal for him in one of my leagues. I actually traded Allen Robinson for him straight up. But yeah,
he's 3,700 yards, like a lot for being in his 3rd year.
Absolutely, yeah, and he's still getting the targets. The quality of targets might not be as good, but he's still getting. He's obviously the number 1 receiver there. I mean, there's no.
And he only needs the volume is the thing.
Right.
So, and he's getting that. I think the last couple of weeks they've had, even last week against the Giants, our defense actually played the way that, they were supposed to play coming into the season. It's the first week they did that. So it was a hard matchup regardless. And I think that they were on more pretty significantly. And I think that, I don't know what their schedule's like. I haven't looked, but I think no matter what, he's going to get the volume.
I agree. I think that, especially with McCaffrey coming back as well, I think it's going to be a good thing for him. Looking at the schedule real quick. It's the Falcons, Dolphins, Cardinals, Redskins, Patriots. So he has a decent mix of some decent defenses and then some really bad ones.
He might be someone that, like, if you're someone that has a very nice, plump wide receiver bench, maybe there's some weeks that you're pulling him out against those a little bit tougher defense matchups, and you're putting someone else in. So he might be one that you can, decide depending on his matchup. But otherwise, he's not. He's someone you're going to get low, and he's someone that you're not getting rid of unless someone gives you. Like, I don't think he's worth peanuts.
No, he's not. But especially if you want to throw him in like your flex spot, if you're hurting at running back and don't have, depth there, definitely a guy to target and throw in there and hope for the best.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree.
Well, with that agreement, that will do it for this episode.
Agreed.
We agree.
Woo!
Hell has frozen over. For this episode of Every Day is Draft Day. Thank you all for watching. Steph, do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
Yes, and I'm tempted to make my same joke, but I will not. You guys can find me at Steffi Smalls with 3 L's on all the platforms that you use. You can find us at Champions Round, like it says below, or if you're listening, just at Champions Round. And yeah, that's it. Until next week. Good luck, everyone.
Yes. The only place you won't find Steph is her own house.
Yes, in my own house. That's a good.
That's the only place where you won't
I will be everywhere but the apartment I pay.
But there, every state, some other countries, just not her own place of living.
Quite
You can find me on Twitter at EagleDanFF. Write 3 articles a week for Champions Round. So check all those out, and also check Steph out on TikTok and all those wonderful social media sites where she gives off wonderful information. You know, she does a great job, does a lot of hard research for you guys. So check her out. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Have a great Halloween. And good luck this week.
Happy week 8.